DC here. Hi guys. Well, it's that time of the year when we've got to start picking the fruit, and I might even be a little bit late. These apples are really ready to be picked by now. Now we're a bit lucky. I'll be able to have enough to make a bit of juice. Now I got to say one thing about this tree. I don't know how old it is, but it's really old, at least as far as trees goes. It's on its last smiles, and the apples aren't actually that very good to eat, but they make very good juice. So we'll see what we get out of it. And over here, well, we'll be picking some pears, and some of these pears will go for eating, some will be dried, so for dried fruit. And the others, I'll just throw them into the apples and make some juice with it. I thought I'd show you one or two things, actually consequences of hailstorms. We had a really big hailstorm. If you look at that pear, you see there's this brown, darkish spot here. There you are. Well, that actually is nothing else but a wound that's scabbed, basically scarred over. From a big hailstorm that we had. I think I maybe mentioned it. We got hail about the size of, well, I would say about the size of marbles here. But about 5-6 kilometers away, they were the size of ping pong balls and even bigger at times. I can't tell you how much damage that did to the cars and houses and everything. So, okay, well, I gotta get to work. And I'll be back when I'll be doing a little bit more in the fruit business. DC here again. Well, we're the next day actually, and now I'm going to walk you through a little bit the process when we make that cider or apple juice, whichever one you want. Now, first off, I mean, we need the apples, of course. So these are the apples, the leftover ones that we've chosen. Apples and pears, which we've chosen actually to go into the juice. Now, before you actually make the juice, you got to take the fruit and grind it down into a pulp. Now, I haven't cleaned this yet, so well, you can't really see what it's like. But it's a big wheel, basically, that just grinds the whole thing. You can see I activate it here and turn this thing. So this is something I bought actually from a farmer, actually a farmer's wife the man had died, and she decided to get rid of some of this old junk, as she probably would have called it. And so once it's ground, the apples will fall into there. I'll show you in a minute actually how it's done. And then into the press. So it's actually a very simple thing, as you can imagine. I mean, it's just pressing the apples, so this pulp, and you get the juice down on the bottom, and well, you put it, first off I put it into just simple buckets here, but to make the juice as such, I'm still washing them actually, as you have these 25-liter bottles. At the end I'll show you how it is. Actually, you put something on top of the bottle, actually a glycerine seal. And you need special material to wash these bottles because of their shape. So you got this funny brush here, which, yeah, if I can show you, you see it takes different shape. Okay, now, if I want to show you how to make the juice or how I press it, I just got to get to work and do some cleaning here. So that's it for the moment, and I'll be back later on. So as you can see, one of the ideas of this brush is that it actually manages to get in every corner of the bottle. Okay, so we're recording now. So basically start putting the apples in here, and we'll do our job actually. Can't put too many because it blocks, as you'll see in a second. It's too close. pretty messy. So you can imagine what it's going to look like at the end. So we just put more apples and just do the job. But now, I mean, all this stuff is coming all over my face and body and so on. This is the mash, which I'll show you now. Here we are. So this is some of it. Of course, that's just a bit, and then we'll be making the juice, and I'll be putting it into this, and then we'll be pressing it any second now. Okay, so I'm recording now. So we'll put this mash in here. Already quite a bit of liquid here at the bottom. You can't put too much at a time. Wrap it up, make a cake. Get a wood cover. I'm going to put more in there actually. Just don't want to take too long to make the vid. Actually, I don't know if you hear it, but it's already, just by putting a bit of pressure, the juice is already coming out. So here we are. Okay, bit of a technical problem got me stopped there. Actually, it gripped. I had to get out the old W40. I guess I hadn't cleaned it well enough or something. It gripped, and it was really difficult to get it turning again. Yeah, you got to take care of your material. If you don't do it, it tells you back, doesn't it? So now I'm not doing such a great job right now because I mean the cake I made was a bit small. But now, as you can imagine, all you do now is just press the whole thing. Can you hear the juice? So here we are. So I'm just laying that juice out now. I press it to a certain point and then just let it go. You can hear it now. Okay. So yeah, so once again, that's the mash. That's the setup for taking it all apart, chewing it up. Pretty nasty thing actually. I wouldn't want to have my finger in there. And the apples, and we'll eventually get to the pears. And my faithful sidekick, who's doing his job as usual. Okay, I'll sign off for a moment and see how things go and then come back for a bit. Okay, so we're getting there slowly. That's all that's left. And I'm making the juice. And it looks like this a little bit. And I'll show you how it is at the end when I put on that glycerine seal. Okay, so here we are, and the job is done. Now here we've got not quite, well, just about 25 liters that will be made into cider. I hope that I'll be able to show you one vid at one point where we'll, you know, take a glass of cider together. Yeah, it was a long day. I got to take a shower. I'm really messy now. DC signing off, and take care, and cheers.